Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's been a bit, about 10 months to say the least, but we're in quarantine now, so I have time. I know it's been a bit, it's been a while, almost a year since I've posted my last video, and a lot has changed since then. It actually doesn't feel like that long ago since I posted, but when I checked my channel and I got that little stab in my heart saying you haven't uploaded for 10 months, I figured it was time for a change. And a lot of stuff has happened. Obviously the world is no secret to what's been going on with the coronavirus and with self-quarantine and isolation until May, so I pretty much have a whole month to do what I want. I'm actually really looking forward to taking this time to sort of focus on me and really what I've been wanting to do, which is get back into creating content for you guys. Starting with this phase, I know I've said it a lot, it's almost like I'm crying wolf that I will be back on YouTube. So I'm not necessarily going to say I'm going to be back on YouTube. What I'm going to tell you is I'm starting to rebrand my channel, and I'm hoping to have some really great creative content coming up because of this time of isolation, and hopefully that spirals into something awesome. So I want this to still be a hobby. I want to still be able to upload and engage with you guys because my subscribers are the best, and the fact that you have not left me from the 10 months that I have posted this video makes me so happy, so thank you so much. But if you haven't noticed, my name has changed, so I am no longer Pixie Dust Productions. I know, sad. As much as I love that name, I really took stock of what I wanted to do going forward, and I didn't really think of a better thing to put my channel as my name, because my name is who I am and I want to be able to post whatever content I'd like. Obviously Disney is something huge, and I don't want you to think that if you were subscribed to me as Pixie Dust Productions that I'm going to be uploading any less Disney content. There's still going to be the same amount of Disney content. I just also want to be able to add in some other things that I may not have felt fit the theme of Disney all the time. So that could possibly be makeup tutorials, that could be daily vlogs, that could be travel vlogs, whatever it might be. I just felt a little bit more freedom under the name Ashlyn Asa, which is actually my first and my middle name. So there's, you know, there has been a lot of changes with my social media. If you follow me on Instagram, you've known that I have gotten rid of all of my old posts. I have restarted, so all of my names are essentially Ashlyn Asa in one form or another. So I will leave all of those new links below so you guys can go ahead and either make sure that you're still followed or subscribed to me, or if you haven't yet, go ahead and do so. But let's get into the video. Today's video is going to be a tag. And it's actually a tag I came up with. I was just, you know, sitting on my couch playing Animal Crossing when this idea just came to me. But I know there's a bunch of tags out in the Disney community and just in the YouTube community in general, but I wanted to do something that was a little bit different, and hopefully made people smile a little bit, just because I know that the parks are closed right now until further notice. And to also those that have had their DCPs canceled and their internships canceled, I am so sorry, but I really do hope that you guys do get a second chance at some point to be able to go back and live out your dreams, because I would love to take part in an internship eventually, but I know that it's not possible right now. So my heart just goes out to all of you that didn't get that chance, and I'm so sorry. But like I said, I really do hope that you guys get a second chance at that. So in order to make this a happy occasion, I wanted us to kind of think and visualize about when the parks open, kind of like what we're gonna do. And I did a little limiting factor, so it makes it a little bit harder and a little bit more fun and challenging to do this tag, and that is why I'm calling it the one and only Disney tag. So obviously I know that there's tons of tags out there, but this one's a little different, because what I'm gonna do is I have a list of things on my phone, and so I want you to imagine that you have one day at your park if you're choosing. I'm personally in California, so my park is going to be the Disneyland Resort. It can be any park if you're choosing, but I'm just most comfortable with my home park. So you can take your home park, and I want you to pick one thing, only one thing out of these categories to kind of curate your day at Disney. So let's get started. On my phone here, I have the one and only Disney tag questions, which I will also leave down below. So whoever I tag or whoever wants to do it really can follow along. So the first question is the one and only hotel that you would stay in. So for me, I've only stayed, the only on-property hotel I've stayed in is the Disneyland Hotel. I do love the Good Neighbor hotels. I've been to quite a few, but because this is kind of like an ideal situation, I actually would still pick the Disneyland Hotel. I know everyone talks about the Grand Californian and how, you know, grand it is and how great it is, but personally, I just love the vibe and the magic of the Disneyland Hotel. And especially since they renovated it, it is gorgeous, so I would definitely have to say that one. Question 2 is the one and only meal. Now, I'm gonna preface this with it being a table service because quick service is actually gonna be next. So table service, my favorite meal, once again, this is ideal. So I'm actually gonna say Carthay Circle because I have eaten at Carthay Circle twice. I've been to the lounge a couple times. I have consistently had the best food at Carthay Circle. You guys, Carthay Circle is so good. Yes, it is expensive, but part of me thinks like every penny is worth it because some of this food is out of this world. If you are not a vegetarian, if you're a meat eater, their pork chops are the best you'll probably ever have. So good. If you're over 21, obviously they have an array of cocktails that are amazing. They have a really great old fashioned and a Manhattan with this like orb of ice that you can see them make at the bar. I mean, it's like, it's just so cool. It's literally like transporting back in time, and I love it so much. Every time I've been there, it's been a wonderful experience, and it's themed after Snow White and the theater that it premiered in, and it is gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. So Carthay all the way. So third is the one and only snack. So this can either be quick service or one of the food stalls like, you know, corn dogs, cotton candy, all of that. But I personally chose a quick service because every time I think of Disneyland and every time I miss it, I crave Bengal BBQ. I'm a meat eater, obviously, as you can tell, but I love Bengal BBQ. You've heard me say it in vlogs, you've heard me show it to friends. I am such a big believer in Bengal BBQ. I miss their skewers so much. But yeah, it's great. They're open early, so they're not like you gotta wait for lunch to get them. I always have a craving for this anytime I walk into the park. The spicy skewers, the sweet skewers, the savory skewers, everything is just great. And their asparagus or bacon wrapped asparagus skewers, awesome. So good. Number 4 is the one and only rest spot. So if you were like taking a long day at the parks, it's hot or you're tired, what's the one place that you would go just relax? And I think everyone in Disneyland that goes to at least DCA knows this. This is my personal favorite spot to relax, and that's the Animation Academy. Once again, I've mentioned this a lot in my vlogs, but to call it out, it is literally one of my favorite places, if not my favorite place to relax. It's super air conditioned, so that is a plus. But it has a bunch of different things. If you've never been to Disneyland before, you don't know what the Animation Academy is. It's basically this 360 view. You walk into this big room and there's a 360 view of all of the Disney sketches that play along with their animated parts in movies. So say you have like Up, they have Up for one of the cycles that they do, and it makes me cry every time, but they play music from the movie, they have sketches, like the original sketches, and then they have the clip of the movie that it plays, and then it'll change every 30 seconds to different ones like Mulan, Beauty and the Beast, Tangled. They have all different kinds of movies, and they just play it on a loop. So you can sit on the couches in the center of the Academy and just watch all of this happen. And it's just so calming, and just thinking about it now makes me so relaxed and zen. Like if you could do meditation in the Animation Academy, well, probably not because kids might be screaming. But anyway, if I had that on a loop, I would feel instantly relaxed and like I could take a nap. But that is definitely one of the best places to cool off and just relax after a long Disney day. 5 is the one and only ride. This is gonna be the hard one, and this was the hard one for me. But if I'm trying to think of the one thing I could do, essentially this tag is also kind of like what you would do over and over again, because it's like if you had to do this one and only thing, what would it be? So I took a lot of thought into this because I have a lot of favorite rides at Disneyland. So I narrowed it down to 2, and then I finally picked 1. But my 2 were Star Tours and Indiana Jones. I still have not been on Rise of the Resistance yet, so that would totally change if I went to Star Wars Land, probably, because I hear that's like the best ride in Disney history. I'm a little impartial to Flight of Passage because I was able to ride that in Animal Kingdom when I went to Walt Disney World, but I have not read Rise yet, so that is not even on my list. But Star Tours in Indiana are like my favorites. They're so good. But if I had to pick one I could ride all day, I'd have to pick Star Tours solely because of the variety. If you know about Star Tours, you know that every single ride is slightly different, or it could be completely different because there's so many different ride sequences that you can go through. So each experience, with the people you're with the things you're watching, with how the vehicle moves, everything is different every time. And so I think as far as variety goes and just being able to kind of keep myself entertained, that would be the best ride to go on for variety all day if I just had to pick one ride. But Indiana's pretty darn good too. Number 6 is the one and only character interaction. Oh, this one's also really hard because I love princesses. But I think if I had to, once again, interact multiple times with someone, I would pick Spider-Man. And that might come as a surprise to a lot of you because you know how much I love Loki. But Loki causes me so much anxiety meeting him. I wouldn't want to go through that all day. I think I can only handle meeting him once a day. So in a way that could be my one and only choice. But if I had to pick someone I would have to be constantly interacting with, but just pick one, I would pick Spider-Man because he's like, you know, he acts like a teenager and he's cool and he's just kind of casual and he's, you know, like from New York. So like it's easy to talk to him about modern day things because obviously a lot of the other characters are in other time periods or in other parts of the world and the universe of Disney, and Spider-Man is just in New York. I mean, yeah, he's a superhero, but he lives in New York, so there's a lot of different things you can talk to him about, and he's just fun, and like, who doesn't love Spider-Man, right? I mean, Tom Holland for the win, right? Yeah. Number 7 is your one and only nighttime entertainment. Once again, this is really hard because I'm a huge like entertainment geek. I love all the shows that they have at Disney, but if I had to pick a nighttime show that I could watch over and over, it would actually be the new Fantasmic. Don't come for me. I know a lot of people do not like the new Fantasmic and they wish it stayed the way it was. I personally was really young when the old Fantasmic was still playing and I never really watched it. So to be honest, I don't really have a lot to go off of, but I adore the new Fantasmic. Anytime it's on when I'm in the parks, I will walk over and watch as much of it as I can. The Flynn and Rapunzel dance sequence makes me cry every time. The pirate ship takes my breath away. There is so much about that show that just gets me excited and wanting to go back and watch it over and over again. So I would have to say the new Fantasmic. Number 8 is your one and only photo spot. Now this is hard for all y'all Instagrammers out there. I mean, like me too, because I take a lot of pictures, but if you could only take a picture at one spot in Disney, where would it be? And I picked the Pixar Pier because even when it was Paradise Pier, it was still the best view, I think, in any Disney park as far as a facade is concerned. So I think definitely taking it next to the Mickey wheel is just, or what do they call it, the friend wheel now? Do they still call it the Mickey wheel? Anyway, but taking it in that facade is just amazing. And at night, it's even prettier because it lights up and with World of Color, and it's great. that view is breathtaking. So number 9 is the one and only show. So this is any sort of like theater production, any, you know, attraction that happens during the day that's not like considered a, I guess, parade at nighttime. But I would actually have to say Mickey and the Magical Map. I love Mickey and the Magical Map. I think the costumes are great, the dancing's great, singing is like on point. I love seeing all of the different characters like Mulan and Pocahontas. Of course, my favorites, Flynn and Rapunzel. I love them so much. But the fact that they're all in one show together and it has a really cute story, and it's also in a really big amphitheater, so it feels not as crowded or like you're pushed in. There's hardly ever a packed out house for Mickey and the Magical Map, so you get to spread out, get to take a little breather. All of the things that go along with the show as far as location are also great. So yeah, I just really like that show, and I try to make it a point to watch it every time I go. Finally, the last category is the one and only souvenir. So if you had to pick between t-shirts, mugs, ears, hats, pins, everything. What would be the one thing you'd want to bring back? And for me, I'm a really big pin collector. I don't know if you can see, but back here I have 2 pin boards, and they're not super full yet, but my goal is to get there. So I would definitely say a pin. I would always want to take a pin back to commemorate my trip. I can't really tell you what that is because it would be different every time, but I have a lot of really, really fun memories of buying pins. This past couple years, my first stop into like any store is right on Main Street, and going in and seeing what pins are new from the last time I came back. Yeah, they're a little pricey, but they're really fun to wear. And I used to have a lanyard. Now it weighs me down too much. There's too much on it, but I love just having pins displayed on my pin board too, because they bring back a lot of fun memories. Alright guys, well that is it for the one and only Disney tag. I really hope you liked it. I hope this catches on. I would love to be someone that would spread a tag across YouTube, but I do want to call out 3 specific women that I would love to do this tag. My friends Becca, Alexis, and Rowan. I'll leave their links down below so you can check them out. They are all amazing, amazing Disney women here on YouTube. But yeah, if you also want to do this, please feel free to film a video, upload it, and then tag me in it. Send it to me on Twitter and Instagram because I would love to see all of your answers. Click that bell icon, I forgot where it is, it's probably down here, to get notifications whenever I post a new video, and also the subscribe button. If, like I said, if you're still going to stick with me through this change of my name to Ashlyn Asa, then thank you so much. If you're brand new, welcome. I really hope you are going to enjoy the content I'm going to start putting out, but I really hope to see you guys in my next video, and stay safe everybody. Bye.